Hello class, welcome to lab 3, installing software and navigating the file system. In this lab we're going to practice our apt commands, cd, pwd and ls. So let's go over the important note. Please complete lab 0, 1 and 2 before you do lab 3, they are sequential. If you're using App Portal, make sure that you do the setup video before you do this. You only have to do it once, so if you did it for the previous lab you're fine. Software installation cheat sheet is available right there. The presentation there. The navigation of the file system there. The presentation there. And there is a great video that I put over there from another YouTuber that did an amazing job at explaining the file system in a very good detail. So why don't you go and take a look at it. Once you have done doing all of that, please come back. Take your time doing all of that stuff. It will make your understanding easier. Okay, now, let's set up our environment where we're going to work on. And this is just simply setting up VS Code so that we get our stuff ready. So, once you open VS Code, over here we're going to create a new file inside labs called lab3. Oh, sorry, L-A-B, if I could spell, huh? lab3.md for markdown. In this file, we're going to put the following stuff. All of this. Copy and paste. Then we're gonna save. Now that we've done that, let's send that to GitHub so that we can have at least that done. So we're gonna go terminal, new terminal, and the first thing is a git pull. This is gonna make sure that what we have in GitHub and what we have locally matches. Git add period to commit the changes. Now git commit -m, and let's label this commit a task, and the task was started lab 3. Now let's do a push. Git push. Good to go. Now that we have done that, we can minimize this because we don't need it anymore, at least not for now. Okay, now installing applications. Now the whole point of this is to practice the installation of software. So I will assume that you already watched the presentation or at least have the cheat sheet handy to you. Now the first question over here is, we are going to install a new theme into our system. But first we're going to look for it using the apt search option. So let's go to here, to applications, system software, and let's just drop our terminal over there on the desktop because we're going to be using it a lot, right? So we might as well put it in there. So double click to open, and what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna put them side by side so that I can read my instructions and do commands at the same time. And to do that, I can either drag and drop it to the corner, or I can do Windows key and the left arrow. And if I want to do the right arrow, Windows key and the right arrow, and that's gonna snap them to each side. Perfect. Now that I have this set up for me, I can start working. So they want me to look for a package that matches the description of theme. So basically we're looking for a theme. So we're gonna do apt search theme. That's the keyword. A bunch of things is gonna appear in front of us, right? A bunch of things. But one example is the Yahoo GTK theme. But we already installed that one, so we want to look for something else. Now, take a look at this one, UU GTK theme. Sounds interesting, so why don't we install it? So to install applications, as you saw in the presentation, we use first of all sudo and then apt install and then the name of the package. In this case, it's called UU, and I'm gonna use auto-completion because I'm lazy. So I'm gonna type the first 3 characters of the name and then press tab. And I'm gonna press enter. I'm gonna type in my password and I'm gonna wait for a moment. The first thing that this is gonna do is it's gonna query all the dependencies that this package needs, and you're gonna see them over here in the description. See, the following additional packages will be installed. These are dependencies. The following new package will be installed, which is the actual package we want, right? And it says we need 14.3 megabytes for this operation. After this operation, 75 megabytes of additional disk space will be used. If we agree to all of this, we're going to press Y and enter. And we do agree with all of this, and that's it. Let's give it a second for that to install. Okay, now that we have installed this theme, if you want to apply it, we can just go to applications, system tools, administration, sorry, preferences, and then tweaks. And over here, you're gonna go to appearance, and then you go to the, let me see if it's yep, it is an applications theme. So we're gonna go to yo-yo dark, dark. Let's see how it looks. Not very different. Oh wait, haven't applied yet. It looks terrible. It is definitely terrible. How about you? It is a terrible theme. Oh my god, this is very ugly. I'm sorry for whoever developed it. Oh, okay, I want to go back to my dark theme, Yaru Dark, which is the one that I like. Now, you can do the exact same package that I did, or you can do other packages as well. If you want to be more specific into your themes, use the following search criteria. apt search and then type gtk theme. It is a good idea to put this surrounded by quotations and then press enter. And this is a little bit more a more specific search. You should try the Breeze GTK theme. I like it. It looks nice. Okay, now that you have done that part, what you need to do is answer this question. Which command did you use to search for the themes and to install them? Write the commands over here in the question. This is the question, so make sure that you answer your question over here. And once you answer, save it. Okay, let's go back and let's look at the next question. Which commands did you use to find and install a web browser? So we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to look for a web browser this time. I am not going to do this question for you. Please do it on your own. I'm not going to do question 3 either. You do it on your own. We're basically doing the same thing. I show you an example already. Have fun. Okay, that concludes question 1. We're going to move along to question. In question number 2, we're going to get to use pwd and cd, but we're going to use it with absolute path. First and foremost, let's clean our terminal. So let's do clear. You can also close it and open it again, but why would you do that? Okay, now that I have cleared my my terminal, let's see over here. And part 2 is, oh sorry, part 1 I haven't finished. What is your present working directory? Okay, how do I know? pwd. That's my present working directory. Then you're going to change directory to the user share theme. And for that, we're going to use the change directory command. And then we're going to provide the directory that you want to go to. For instance, if I want to go to the bin directory, all I have to do is type, / and bin. And it will take me to the bin directory. In this case, I am telling you exactly where I want you to go. Now, using this information that I just showed you and the presentation, you should be able to answer questions 2 to 5. And that's question number 2 over there. If you have any question about question number 2, if you would like to see more examples, go to the presentation or ask me in Slack. Once you have answered all of this, make sure that all the commands are shown on your terminal and they take a screenshot of your terminal. In your virtual machine, all you have to do is press the print screen key on your keyboard and it will open up this program called FlameShot. It will allow you to select a particular area of your screen and then it will provide you this beautiful menu where you're going to click on the save icon and you're going to save the file with a meaningful name in the images directory inside the CIS 106 directory. So I'm going to call it lab 3 question 2. Question 2 and press enter. Then over here you are going to simply answer the question. So we are going to do using Markdown images and then the name of the question is lab 3 question 2 that png. Oh my god, what am I doing? I must be hungry. There you go. Images lab 2 question 3. Perfect. And then the description question 2. That's perfect. Then if you do a preview, give it a second for it to generate the preview. Beautiful. You have answered the question. Again, your screenshot needs to show all the commands that you use to answer questions 1 to 5 of questions number 2. Again, your screenshot needs to show me all the commands that you use to answer this stuff over here. Got it? Perfect. Okay, now let's talk about part 2 of question 2. In part 2 we have 6 to 10. Clear your terminal window and change your work and change directory to your home directory. Perfect. So we're going to clear our screen and then we're going to go to our home directory. How do we do that? CD enter. That's it. It will always take you to your home directory. Now change to downloads directory using relative path. So I'm going to type CD downloads because I know downloads is a relative folder of my home directory because my home directory is the parent folder of downloads, right? Press enter and you are there. Answer the other questions that you have over there and take a screenshot again and post it in your uh, over here in question number 2. If you want to do all of it in one single terminal window, you are welcome to do so. Okay, so let's go back here to question number 3 now. Question number 3. So let's explain question 3. So, question 3 has a couple of prerequisites, so let's meet them. For this question, we will only use relative path, so that's great. Clear your terminal. Perfect. So let's do clear. Clear. Download 3 files from the internet. Okay, so I'm going to go on the internet, and I'm right here. Okay, I'm going to type pet. And I'm going to go to images. 1, 2, and 3. Save as. I'm going to do dog. Make sure that you're putting them in your downloads directory. Click on save. Close. Save. Another dog. Dog 2. Okay. And puppy. Save. Puppy. Save. Done. Done. Okay. Make sure that you are that your files are in the downloads directory. How do I do that? Okay. If I do ls inside my home directory, I should see all my files. Let me clear my screen. Let me pretend that I am inside my home directory. And if I do ls downloads, you should see 3 files over there in your downloads directory. Unless you have downloaded more stuff, then you should see more than one. Okay. Make sure that your present working directory is home. Okay. pwd, is it home? Yes, it's home. Let's continue. List all the files in your downloads directory. How do we do that? Okay, the formula of ls is ls and then the directory that I want to list, which is in this case is downloads. Bingo bango. Okay, list all the files in your downloads directory, including hidden files. Okay, how do I do that? Well, let's say I don't remember. Let's say I don't remember none of the option of the ls command. Let me open a tab here and let me do ls -help. And I'm going to do a tab because I want to be able to go back and forth between one terminal and the other. It looks a little ugly, so what I'm going to do is that I'm going to zoom out by pressing Ctrl and the minus key on my keyboard so that it looks a little better. Okay, option A is for all. Okay, do not ignore entries starting with a period. Perfect, because I know that hidden files start with a period. So that's what I need. So I'm going to do ls -a and then downloads one more time. And this answers my question number 2. Sorry. This answers my question number 2. So question number 3. List all the files in your downloads directory, including hidden files. But in this case, they want a long list. I don't remember how to do a long list. Read over this, and you're going to find that option L does long listing. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to repeat the same command, but I'm going to add an option, and this option is L. And press Enter. Bingo. Long list all the files in your downloads directory, including hidden files and human readable file sizes. Go back to your help window and look for the options that allow you to do human readable file sizes and add it to this command. Okay, let's do number 4. So we're going to do the same thing, but in this case, we are going to include hidden files and human readable file sizes. Again, go back there, take a look at which option does that, and then come back here and add it. Long list all the files in your downloads directory, excluding hidden files, so we don't need the A option in this case. Excluding file owner and excluding group. There is 2 options that allow you to do that, and they are in the help page. So go back over here, read a little bit, and you're going to find the options that you need. And you need to include human readable file sizes. Perfect. Once you have completed options questions 1 to 5, take a screenshot. Save. Put a meaningful name, put it over here, and save it. And then you put it in your document. I'm going to close that because I already showed you how to do it. Okay, that concludes question number 3. We're going to move along to question number 4. So, for question number 4, what are we going to do? In this question, we're going to use absolute path only. So the first thing that we're going to do, we're going to clear our terminal screen. So let's do a clear. Okay, list all the files inside the downloads directory, and we need to use absolute path. But remember that since downloads is inside my home directory, I can use the shorthand tilde character. So I'm going to do cd tilde and then downloads. This is the same as doing this. Sorry, list, not cd. My mistake there. ls. So this is the same as doing this. Same thing, but faster. And it's also the same as doing this. Same thing. 3 ways, same thing. I prefer this one because it's faster. But it's not the same thing. I'm still using absolute path. So there you go. So I'm going to clear my screen here and I'm going to redo part 1. So part 1 is asking me, using absolute path, list what's inside downloads. So I'm going to do ls downloads. Perfect. List all the files inside downloads, inside the downloads directory, showing the permissions, protections, file owner. Oh my god, I made a terrible mistake. We're going to use the tree command here instead of the ls command. Pardon my mistake, I'm a human being. Let's start over. So, the tree command is an alternative to the ls command. If you don't have it installed, you can install it using apt install. The tree command is very useful because it's very user friendly. It shows the entries as a tree. For instance, if I do tree downloads, notice that it appears as a little tree instead of looking like this as the ls command does it. The tree command is alternative to ls, so I'm not requiring you to learn it, but it is a good idea to have it in the back of your head as an alternative program that you can use, mostly because it displays the output in a very nice way. So, question 2, list all the files showing the permissions or protections, the file owner, the file group, and human readable file size. However, we don't know how to do that, so let's learn. So we're going to go back to our previous window and we're going to clear the terminal over here. And we're going to do tree ---- help. This is going to display all the options that the tree command can do for us. And we're looking for options that allows us to show the file permissions, the file owner, and the file group owner, and the human readable file size. So let's take a look at this. Printable characters, no. Printable characters, no. File, no. No. Ooh, we found one. File owner, so that's option U. G is option for group. And, oh, protections is P. So I need P, U, and G. So let's go back here. Let's do 3. P, U, and G. Perfect. However, they want us to list the downloads directory, not that. So I'm going to clear this. And I'm going to provide the options P, U, and G. Press enter and take a look. We have the permissions, we have the user or the file owner and the group owner. And then we have the file names in a nice and beautiful format. That's it. However, we need to also print human readable file size, something that I forgot. So let's go back in here and let's keep taking a look at this. Print the size in a more human readable way. Perfect. All we have to do is provide the H option. So let's modify our command and provide the H option. Perfect. Okay, now option number 3. List all the files inside the downloads directory showing the date of last modified and sorted by modification time. I'm going to let you do that on your own. Now, list all the files inside the downloads directory in an HTML format. Well, I'll do that one for you. So let's do clear. So I'm looking for formatting it in HTML. So I know it's not going to be as a file option, right? So I'm not gonna go there, and I'm not looking for sorting anything. But take a look at this option over here: HTML, XML, HTML, and JSON. So if I do the option X, it's gonna print in XML. I don't want XML. But if I do H, it's gonna print in HTML. But I need to provide also a base directory from where it is going to work. So that's how this is how it's done. 3 minus capital H, and then the base directory, and the base directory is the downloads directory, because that's from where I am working. Press enter and take a look that this is formatted in HTML. Now, this looks like mumbo jumbo. It's not very useful for us, but you know how it is going to be useful for us? If we save this into a file. And that's what question 5 is telling you. I want you to do the same thing, but this time I want you to save that into a file. Okay, so I'm going to clear my screen, right? And don't forget to take a screenshot, please, of the commands that you're trying. It is okay to try this out and then taking a screenshot later, because you'll need to take a screenshot of what you did from questions 1 to 5. This means that this question in particular is going to take a couple of screenshots from you. So one screenshot is not enough by default. Okay, so if you go over here, you're going to see that. Let me go look for something that allows me to output to a file. So not this, not that. No, 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 no. No, let's see. Okay, no, I haven't found it yet. Prints output to the tree, prints output in JSON, prints in HTML format as a top directory. I know you have an option for this. Oh, well, I was missing it. It's right over here. -O, file name. Perfect. So I need to provide option -O, and then I need to give it a file name to where the output is going to be saved to. So let's run the same command one more time, but in this case, we're going to modify it by providing the O option, and we're going to give it the file name too. And the file name is going to be called website.html. And let's press enter. Now, if you type ls, you're going to notice that you have a new file in your home directory called website.html. We can open this file directly from our command line by doing gnome open website.html. Oh, sorry, not gnome open. There you go. xvg open website.html. And this website was generated from our tree command. As a matter of fact, this can also be accessed from the command line. And that's it. That's it. If I want to open one of the files, not going to find it. There's probably something wrong with the path. But that's it. I'm going to clear the screen. Now, practice this as much as you want. My suggestion to you is don't go crazy on the tree command. It's just an add-on to what we already know. Practice as much as you want the ls command because that's the command that you're going to use the most. Tree is good, tree is fun, but at the end of the day, ls is what everybody uses. So I've just put it there as an example. So let's move along to question number 5. So in question number 5, we're going to use everything we learned so far. We're going to install a program, but we're going to use it as well. Now, tree is not the only replacement for the ls command that has been written. There is another one called exa, and exa is actually very, very cool. So read all of that on your own time, but let's move along straight to the actual meat of the matter. So the first thing that we're going to do is that we're going to download the deb file for the exa command. Now, in the version of Ubuntu that we are using, exa is not available from the main repositories. It is available in newer versions, right? But in the LTS version of Ubuntu, it is not. So we need the deb file in this case. So what we're going to do is that copy this command over here and paste it in your terminal. Right? You can do Control Shift and letter V, or you can do right click and paste and press enter. Once you have pasted, type ls, and you're going to notice that you have a deb file right there in your terminal. Now we're going to install the deb file. And how do we do it? Oh, very easy. Sudo apt install exa.deb. 1, 2, 3, enter. And this is how you install deb files using apt. Done. The exa command has been installed. The exa program has been installed. So what we're going to do is that we're going to go back over here. We're going to clear our screen. And we're going to display the help menu of the exa command by doing exa ---- help. And this is going to give us exactly that, the help option. These are all the options that the exa command has for us. And look how nice and beautiful it looks, right? So that's something that we have to praise the developers of exa for, because they have actually, do a very good job at bringing such an old utility like ls to the modern days. So there are 2 questions that you have on exa that you're gonna do over here, right? So, oh wow, I wonder why did I do the tree command over here in the bottom. That's interesting. That's probably a typo from a previous semester. So what we're gonna do over here is that we're gonna long list all the files in your downloads directory using exa. So let's gonna do exa and do downloads directory, so downloads. But this is not a long list. So let's take a look at all the options that the exa has and see if it has an option for long listing. So how do we do long listing? Voila, oh, there you go, -l. So let's do -l. -l. Bingo. And look how nice it looks, right? It looks really nice. Now do question number 2 on your own. Now this over here is about the tree command, which is weird because we already covered the tree command on top. I guess this is a typo from a previous semester. But what we're going to do is just go ahead and do these 3 commands over here and just submit those as well. Once you have completed this, take a screenshot of your terminal, put it in your lab over here, commit the changes to GitHub, and give me the URL like you did before. Over here, what to submit? Well, simple. Create a file, save all the screenshots, save all the commands, and then submit it on GitHub. Give me the URL, and you're good to go. And that's about it. That's the end of lab number 3. If you have any questions, reach out to me, and I'll help you out. It is convenient that I made this mistake over here because, you get to do less. My suggestion for those of you who want to practice, try to do this question with ls as well, just for the sake of practicing. And take advantage of all the cheat sheets that I've been giving you. The command line is like, everything else in the computer world. The more you practice, the more you know, the better you get at it.